name of all the real niggas.
I want you to speak up clear and loud.
Respectfully, the most honorable YB double M. Lotto.
Brown baby.
Gunshots in the dark at me. Discrimination cause my head nappy. Call me a thug cause I'm tatted up. Now your actions justify when them slugs clap me. I think it's a war on the black race. Why every criminal they show got a black face? And every hero they show gotta be pale. Is it me or y'all got the wrong niggas for crimes against humanity? Of course we out here acting up. They slaughtered our elders and told the babies they from Africa. We screaming Black Lives Matter, they do. Well nigga, Black Lives Matter to who? Cause they don't matter to you. You know the owner of that movement, a Jew. And Nick Cannon got canceled just for speaking the truth. True, y'all think money bring power, it don't. Unity bring power, then we take what they owe. Y'all think money bring power, it don't. Unity bring power, then we take what they owe.
We are living in a cognitive Wild West.
We really are living in a cognitive Wild West.
Living in a cognitive Wild West.
A cognitive Wild West.
Most people have near zero mimetic defenses or cognitive security suited for the age of synthetic media.
Near zero mimetic defenses
or cognitive security suited for the age of synthetic media.
The age of synthetic media.
The age of synthetic media.
Synthetic media. Whatever immunity you have is worn down by the constant expectation of deception.
Whatever immunity you have is
Worn down by the
constant expectation
Of deception.
The constant expectation of deception.
Worst of all,
you've already epistemically surrendered. You've already
epistemically surrendered.
Worst of all, you've already epistemically surrendered.
Worst of all, you've already epistemically surrendered.
Is this?
It's Lord. Welcome to Giga News Network. I'm your host, Fetty Lotto. Here to put a stain on your brain, bring you some news you can use. You already know what it is, man. Sunday show. We doing this shit in our robe tonight. Hope you're relaxing, reacting to whatever on these YouTube streets, man. Let's get into it.
Is this why they murdered David Wilcock? I mean, why he committed suicide?
The DS is very, very adamantly fighting to prevent you from learning about extraterrestrials. That's the last thing they want you to know about. They want you to be afraid. They want you to see them as gods, to see them as authority figures. The last thing they want is for you to understand there's a higher power that answers Christianity, answers Islam, answers Buddhism, answers Hinduism. It pays off all of these ancient teachings that we've inherited that often become religions.
The deep state doesn't want you to know the truth about extraterrestrials and aliens, but the president of the United States in February said that he's directing all agencies to release all of those related files, and then all of these UFO researchers and scientists end up. You have to wonder if the information you're going to be getting is not all of it. Kind of like some other files. Now, no one's really around to tell you otherwise. As always, let me know what you think about all of this down below. Turns out it's not just scientists in the United States that have been dying lately of mysterious deaths. It's happening in China too. At least 9 scientists have mysteriously died in China, and the causes of death are recorded as accidents, sickness, or unexplained incidents. Here are some examples. Zhang Daibing, 47, died in January of unexplained causes. He was the expert former deputy director of unmanned systems. Fang Dining, 68, died of an unexpected medical episode in February of 2026. He was a hypersonics expert, studied materials for spacecraft and advanced engines at the Beijing Institute of Technology. Yen Hong died just last month at age 56 of a reported illness. She was in the field of hypersonics research. Some of the other scientists were in the field of military AI, including swarming technology and simulations. Sound familiar? And even their media is calling this extremely uncommon. Mainstream media is already saying that this could be espionage and that scientists have always been a political target, even though there is no evidence to support that. But I have to wonder if countries are actually working together to get rid of their smartest people so that they can't question whatever narrative is to come. What do you think? As always, let me know down below.
It reminds me of like movies where kind of like I Am Legend, you know how they like try to find the last scientist so they could find a cure for something or information that can turn the war that's been waged on the war on the world to turn the tides into our favor. Like, you know, somebody that can backdoor the technology, shut down a program that's trying to take over the world, or or bring light to what's currently happening to us, or find a, you know, cure for whatever thing they want to sprinkle in the air that we all breathing in currently. You know, we're gonna get into that too, but it's crazy.
Or maybe it's a social experiment to see how many people are interested in these type of topics and shit like that. How many conspiracy theorists and shit that they got out here right now. Maybe it's that, because they do take polls on that type of thing too. You know what I'm saying? They want to know how we thinking. All this internet shit and all that we doing, that shit is really like collecting our data and it's telling them how we think, the shit that we type and what we interested in and all that. So maybe all of that is just like, fuck it, let's throw some shit out there, because how do we really know that these scientists are missing? And if they are missing, you know, it could have something to do with this war. I don't know, man. Rabbit hole could be deep, man, but I'm here for it. And I hope y'all here for it, man. This Geeking News Network, we're going to go down this rabbit hole to see what's going on with these scientists. If y'all believe it, jump in the comment section.
Easy, man. If you get, it makes perfect sense though. If you get rid of them, then who's going to be able to do that? Let's get into this video though. Smash that like button.
2 more scientists that worked with NASA have just died in a private plane crash, and this time it's a father and son, marking number 14 and 15 in the growing list that have recently vanished or been found dead. The father, James Moffett, spent 2 decades working for the military and directly with NASA before he moved on to advanced aerospace research. And his son, Andrew, was a research engineer and scientist that also worked with NASA and propulsion systems at the University of Alabama in Huntsville. Why does that sound familiar?
I'm in Huntsville, Alabama. I know I've said that several times. We're the Rocket City. We're the biggest deal you've never heard of. We won the space race here in Alabama, whether you've heard of it or not.
The whole Huntsville family was on board when the plane crashed for reasons unknown, and authorities are saying that the investigation is going to take about a year. If you're wondering how we went from number 12 on the list, David Wilcock, number 14 and number 15, Joshua LeBlanc, a NASA scientist that vanished last June, was found burned in his Tesla, marking number 13. Oh, I don't know what's going on or why these scientists are being taken out, but what I do know is that it's not,
I don't know, coincidence, if you whatever you want to call it. But
as always, I want to hear what you think about all of this down below.
welcome to the fucking show.
Yo, y'all ain't roll up yet? You ain't pour that nightcap yet or nothing? What y'all do? Jump in the comment section, man. Let me know. Blow it down to my content. Sip to my content. Do what you do, you know what I'm saying? Maybe you drink a smoothie to it. You grab your favorite hoe and go watch my content. Y'all bailed on this shit. No, I'll bring you the news you be used.
When you look at things from a critical standpoint, you will know that there's a lot of strange things that's happening in the world right now, and a lot of people don't have the mental and spiritual fortitude to fathom what the fuck is going on, because when you look around, you got the economic system shaking up, you got governments panicking, and then you got the wars escalating, and then you have the rise of artificial intelligence and technology. But the crazy thing is that history operates on the same circular historical pattern. Because right before every collapse, you get the same damn distractions, the same chaos and confusion every damn time. Stop calling people conspiracy theorists just because your motherfucking ass don't read. Because when it comes to the chosen ones, we're observing, we're preparing, and we're watching the timeline unfold because we understand the patterns intuitively. Pay attention to the signs, because when history goes through a spiritual metamorphosis, the chosen ones that was paying attention become the leaders of the next world. The ones that was castigated, scrutinized.
Y'all conspiracy theorists? I think I'm a little bit of a conspiracy theorist. I think I'm a conspiracy theorist. What about y'all? Jump in the comments section if you're a conspiracy theorist, or if you're not. You know what I mean? If you think that all this shit is bullshit and you don't believe none of it, put me on. I might be bugging. I don't think so, though.
Ones that was called weird and conspiracy theorists, those are going to be your leaders of the next world. So with that being said, salute to the chosen ones who have the ability to see the energetic shifts inside the simulation. Y'all the real commodity.
They told you David Wilcock was crazy for saying most aliens are demons masquerading as extraterrestrials, and that governments use black project drones to fake UFO sightings and hide the real deception. He was one of the loudest voices exposing it. Then on April 20th, 2026, David Wilcock was found dead in Colorado. Officials ruled it suicide within hours. The same government that spent a decade hunting Osama bin Laden tracked him to a fortified compound in Pakistan, executed a precision raid on foreign soil without detection, and confirmed his identity through DNA analysis, suddenly can't properly investigate the suspicious death of a man who spent 25 years exposing their secrets. Same system, same selective blindness, same protection for the powerful. This is not incompetence. This is deliberate. SigillaMalexio.com.
Just think about it, man. Just think about that. Like, the same people, like, bro, they got so much technology to track you, like, bro, like, telling me that they don't know what happened. That's because it's, bro, how you going, it's like Dexter. Y'all seen the TV series Dexter? How he was unaliving people, and then he was the one on the crime scenes doing the crime scene work. Like, how you gonna send a killer after to his own crime scene? I mean, it's diabolical to me, man. They're a bunch of Dexters.
This guy, this investor, brings Hal to our house 3 times. I was present for one of the times. I happened to be home from Seattle at the same time that Hal came over. And
I don't know who Dexter is, but I don't want to meet no nigga like that.
I sat with him in my dining room over there at the dining room table, and he was talking about ultra terrestrials. And basically, ultra terrestrials are like, he talks about extraterrestrial. Extra implies that they're from somewhere else, from the outside. Implies they're from not here, from outside. Ultra terrestrial.
They're from the doll unit.
They're not necessarily from the outside, they're from here.
Oh.
My hands have been burned to hell and back as I've been typing. Because you can beam me through there and through there, and you can get a 3D image.
It's really the era of information, man. Because we could sit here and learn about ultra terrestrials and like all we knew before is aliens, extraterrestrials. You know what I'm saying? Now they breaking down these different entities and shit like that really exist that we dealing with too. We all sometimes we put all these different beings and entity in one, you know what I mean, category, but it's bigger than that.
Image of what I'm typing, because this computer doesn't have a Wi-Fi card. You can't hack it, but you can maybe get a 3D image of me typing. So like we just did that and did that as an act of pure desperation. And guess what? I feel better immediately. Like, my hands still burn because there's damage. But it's like my body relaxed when we barricaded the shit.
Right here, she trying to say like she had to do all that because they was hitting her with an energy gun. Like they shooting her with frequencies and frying her. You know what I mean? So she had to barricade shit and all that. I don't know. Let me know if y'all believe that, man. Jump in the comment section. I believe it. All this shit that sound unbelievable is the shit that you believe. And the shit that sounds so believable and technical and all that shit, that be the bullshit.
And it was like, oh, like relief, like immediately.
Getting there with those frequencies. Y'all remember when we went and got the other president and we kidnapped him and then they put out that frequency that made the soldiers and stuff drop to their knees just with hitting them with the frequency, and their ears and their eyes and stuff were bleeding.
So that's on these scientists, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that. I know I dropped something already explaining a little bit about it. You know, we did a reaction on thing that Charlamagne and them was saying on the Breakfast Club, but this one go a little bit more in depth. So I thought I'd throw this out there. Plus, watch my man Dre OG. You know, he inspired me to do this shit. And that's why I'm doing it right now, man, because it just seemed like some cool shit to do. And I can put a stain on your brain and bring you some news you could use. I mean, and give me a like, man. If you made it this far, I mean, you digging the video, you digging the content. I'm putting you on to my man Dre OG. You know what I mean? I'm giving you my perspective of it. I ain't saying I know everything. I know y'all don't know everything either. So I'm saying let's go back and forth about it. You know what I mean? Let's build, man. Like, share, and subscribe. Let's smoke and vibe. You don't smoke, man, just come and vibe. You know what I mean?
Okay, one more.
Right.
We're on, by the way, we're on, this is great.
This is absolutely, and listen, I'm gonna ask a real question on behalf of both of us.
Okay.
Your very first movie you did, I was actually in it. When you see Dame Dash today, what do you think? Yo, what's up, yo? Kid, I love you too, bro. Love you guys, man.
Plastic
love
cup,
you guys,
boys,
man.
plastic cup.
Love you guys, man. Appreciate you. Damn. Yo, that was a real question.
Yeah, so this Cameron and Dame Dash thing heating back up. You know, as you can see, you know, Cam just took some shots at him with Kevin Hart. And this is Dame Dash's response, man.
That was another one. Well, I don't know why they would do that. And they, you know, he's like a planned skit every day. So you never know what's real or what's not over there. It's WWE life over there with me. But I don't know why the first question you would say is, what do you think about Dame Dash? I mean, that's gay to me. Like, why are you asking another man what they think about me? That's gay, allegedly. So, again, the reason why Kev is not cool with me now is because I was protecting
This interview was part of the dialogue.
him when Kev was bothering him. And the next, I showed it when I saw Kev, he had on Uggs and, you know, leotards or whatever. And I got at him and said, don't bother Cam no more. That's my little brother. You know better than that. He's with me. Pause. And then Fredo asked that question. And literally he called me like, yo, man, I think he got at me. He wasn't just telling me other than to say protect him. So I said, I got you, little bro. Don't worry about it, like I always do. Every time Cam has had a problem, I've dealt with it, not other shit that I don't know about. But when he has any issues in business, I'll save his life. When he had any business, you know, that's why I was so like upset when he got punched in his face and didn't do anything with my cousin there. Because I was like, yo, I thought you're supposed to be watching. He's like, he wasn't paying me that day. We was friends. He's not going to get his sneak bodyguard on some slick shit. But I got to remember, this is the guy that got his, you know, his whole career punched out of his face and didn't do anything. And it was only 3 people. Only 3 people. It was like, it was 3 people. It was like, that's it? That's why you let a man punch you in your face? At least punch him in the face and run or curl up or something, but don't get in the car and drive off and cry in the car. And then go get some, you know, a mouthpiece because you had a, because he was Bucky Dent before. Pause. And
How y'all feel about that, man? I think Cam let somebody punch him in the face.
now he got a mouthpiece, a cheap mouthpiece. And I'm just wondering why he didn't fight back and why he continues to be now like he's on the other side. Him against me, it's like draining, but I'm not going to let him keep talking about me and with me not saying anything. And I just feel like because no one wants to, because he sounds stupid when he tries to talk articulate and do interviews. He's squinting Tarantino. He's squinting. I mean, it's just not entertaining to look at. I'm not hating, but I just don't think the rhythm is there like it was before. And I guarantee you that show, a sports show, that show only exists because of Mace. So I remember Gilly telling me personally, like, nah, we told Cam we can't do the show without Mace. And that's why he went and got Mace. But that show wasn't anything, and they wouldn't even do it without Mace. So he had to put his tail between his legs, because what he was telling me was, I can't f with Mace because Mace was, lying about God, and I don't play with God.
So a lot more David news we got to break down. We have the criminal complaint. We have his first court appearance. I have my interview with the Los Angeles County District Attorney regarding the timing of these charges, because there was a theory that the LAPD and the DA's office, maybe they weren't on the same page. We have a statement from David's family. So much to get into. And I also want to bounce this off of my guests later on in the show to make sense of what may be happening behind the scenes, okay? Now, this piggybacks off of what we talked about yesterday when the 21-year-old singer, the romantic homicide singer, was officially charged by the LADA in connection with the death of 14-year-old Celeste Rivas Hernandez, whose decomposed, dismembered body was found in the trunk of a Tesla reportedly registered to David back on September 8th, 2025. Now, to be clear, before I even get into the criminal complaint, David is innocent until proven guilty, okay? These are merely allegations, okay? They haven't been proven in a court of law. Just want to make that clear. Now, I'll tell you what, instead of...
When is a nigga ever innocent to proven guilty? Especially with all the shit coming out about him and all that right now. That nigga's already crucified in the public's opinion, and you know his ass gonna get fried. He ain't beating this case, man. Unless it's gonna be like some, O.J. Simpson shit, man. They know that he really ain't do it, and they just trying to, get a conviction or something like that. I don't know.
Going to the presser from yesterday that was held by the LADA, because we played all of that in our prior episode from yesterday. What we didn't have yesterday when we did that episode, but we have right now, is the official criminal complaint. It was filed, it has been released, we have our hands on it. So let me read to you. On or about April 23rd, 2025, in the county of Los Angeles, the crime of murder was committed by David Anthony Burke, who did unlawfully and with malice aforethought murder Celeste, a human being. So you're talking about a premeditation, you're talking about an intent to kill. It is further alleged that the murder of Celeste was intentional and was carried out by the defendant, David Anthony Burke, for financial gain. It is further alleged that Celeste was a witness to a crime and was intentionally killed because of that fact. It is further alleged that the murder of Celeste was committed by David Anthony Burke and that the defendant intentionally killed the victim by means of lying in wait. It is further alleged that in the commission and attempted commission of the above offense, David Anthony Burke personally used a deadly and dangerous weapon, sharp instrument. By the way, what you're seeing here are special circumstances allegations that could enhance the penalty. So you're talking life in prison, you're talking potential death.
Listen, man, I got a feeling he's gonna confess to this shit. He's gonna start, they're gonna make a whole movie about this nigga, the whole, Netflix shit and all that. He's gonna confess to this shit, he's gonna tell everything. This probably ain't the only person he did it to. Or if it is, they was about to get into some old satanic, evil, sacrificial, you know what I'm saying? You know how that shit go.
Penalty, even though there's a moratorium on executions in California. So originally, when you had a murder charge, it would be, 25 to life with the possibility of parole. If the jury sides or believes that these special circumstances occurred beyond a reasonable doubt, then you're talking about that enhancement. You're talking about life in prison without the possibility of parole, or again, even the death penalty. And look, we knew that he was being investigated for murder. We didn't know these particular theories, right? The main theory here that was revealed by prosecutors was that Burke allegedly invited Celeste to his house, at which point he was lying in wait to murder her, to kill her, because she was allegedly going to report or expose her alleged sexual relationship with David in some way, that is a crime because she was a minor. So again, the circumstances of that are not entirely clear. I don't know how they're going to prove that, but that seems to be their main theory, which brings me to the next charge. On or between September 7th, 2023 and September 7th, 2024 in the county of Los Angeles, the crime of continuous sexual abuse in violation of Penal Code Section 288.5, a felony, was committed by David Anthony Burke, who did unlawfully engage in 3 and more acts of substantial sexual conduct and 3 or more lewd and lascivious acts with Celeste, a child under the age of 14 years, while the defendant resided with and had recurring access to the child. So not just one alleged occasion, but multiple. Pattern here. Again, how they'll be able to prove that, maybe text.
He about to fry this nigga. They frying him. He's done. I guarantee the feds gonna pick this shit up.
Witness testimony, videos, I don't know, photographs. It will
He was taking that minor across state line.
be interesting. On or about May 5th, 2025, in the county of Los Angeles, the crime of unlawful mutilation of human remains was committed by David Anthony Burke, who did willfully and unlawfully mutilate remains known to be human, specifically the remains of Celeste. Now, you're going to see this more from court in a minute, but David's legal team went on the defensive, okay? They issued the following statement. The actual evidence in this case will show that David Burke did not murder Celeste Rivas Hernandez, and he was not the cause of her death. Such specific language there. Now, in a separate statement on Monday, a lawyer for Mr. Burke's family, Ken Schaefer, said the Burkes are not surprised but are terribly disappointed that the district attorney chose to charge David. Nevertheless, they support and stand by him 100%. Patrick Steinfeld, a lawyer apparently for the Rivas Hernandez family, said in a statement that family members were, quote, committed to ensuring that Celeste's voice is heard, and added that upon learning of David's arrest, her father, Jesus Rivas, said, thank God, justice for Celeste. And then we go to what happened later on in the day yesterday. This
nigga gonna tell on everybody that helped him kill his girl. Or they gonna mysteriously hang him in his cell or some shit. It's gonna be a whole bunch of conspiracy theories and shit, because I heard that David Pops used to work for Epstein. I don't know how true that is. Allegedly, David Pops used to work for Epstein. So, little birdie landed on my shoulder and said that. Maybe we could look that up and find that.
David's arraignment, okay, where the defense requested an immediate preliminary hearing. I'm going to explain this afterwards, but take a look.
Counsel, on behalf of your client, do you waive formal reading of the complaint, advisement of rights, including armed forces and veterans' rights, enter a plea of not guilty, denying any and all special allegations, enhancements, and priors?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you're requesting a preliminary hearing within the period?
Yes, Your Honor. From the media reports, apparently there have been 4 months of secret grand jury proceedings. We believe that Mr. Burke is entitled at the earliest opportunity to an open preliminary hearing and the proceedings not be done in secret. So we are asking for a preliminary hearing to be set at the earliest possible date on the 10th day. Your Honor, we believe the actual evidence will show David Burke did not murder Celeste Rivas Hernandez, nor was he the cause of her death. And we would like to be able to have the evidence come into the light of day at the earliest opportunity in order to establish that. We're asking for April 23rd.
That thing about David, I mean, I haven't heard of this guy until this case.
Geeker News Network. Like, share, subscribe.
To stand up tall,
The name of all the real niggas.
I want you to speak up clear and loud.
Respectfully, the most honorable YB Double M. Lotto.
Brown baby.
Gunshots in the dark at me. Discrimination cause my head nappy. Call me a thug cause I'm tatted up. Now your actions justify when them slugs clap me. I think it's a war on the black race. Why every criminal they show got a black face? And every hero they show gotta be pale. Is it me or y'all got the wrong niggas for crimes against humanity? Of course we out here acting up. They slaughtered our elders and told the babies they from Africa. We screaming Black Lives Matter, they do. Well nigga, Black Lives Matter to who? Cause they don't matter to you. You know the owner of that movement, a Jew. And Nick Cannon got canceled just for speaking the truth. True, y'all think money bring power, it don't. Unity bring power, then we take what they owe. Y'all think money bring power, it don't. Unity bring power, then we take what they owe.